The emergency council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Melissa Chen walked to the podium, her boots echoing against the crystalline floor of the Galactic Consensus Station. 300 alien species watched through holographic projections, their forms ranging from gaseous clouds to crystalline lattices, all united in their dread of what humanity had become. Daniel Reeves stood in the observation gallery above, his military uniform crisp despite the 72 hours he'd gone without sleep. As humanity's chief strategic officer, he'd spent decades navigating the delicate dance of galactic diplomacy. Today, that dance ended. "Honored members of the council," Melissa began, her voice steady despite the weight of what she carried. "Humanity formally withdraws from the Galactic Accord." The chamber erupted. 1,000 translators struggled to convert the cacophony of outrage, fear, and disbelief into comprehensible language. The Zephrani delegate, a being of pure energy barely contained within a magnetic field, pulsed crimson with rage. The Corthian hive mind representative clicked and chittered so rapidly their translator gave up entirely. High Chancellor Vexter, a towering insectoid who'd governed the council for 3 centuries, raised 4 of his 6 arms for silence, his compound eyes fixed on Melissa with something approaching pity. "Ambassador Chen," he said, his mandibles clicking softly, "you understand what you're proposing. For 10,000 years, the Council has maintained peace. No member species has ever chosen war. The path you're selecting leads only to extinction." Daniel watched Melissa's jaw tighten. He knew what this cost her. She'd spent 15 years building bridges between humanity and the galaxy. She'd negotiated trade agreements with the methane-breathing Qualics. She'd mediated disputes between civilizations that had warred for millennia. And now she had to tear it all down. "We understand perfectly, Chancellor," Melissa replied. "We've studied your history extensively. We know about the Purge Wars, how species that refused to comply with Council mandates were systematically isolated, their economies strangled, their colonies blockaded until they had no choice but to surrender or starve." A ripple of uncomfortable silence spread through the chamber. "You call it peace," she continued. "We call it coercion dressed in diplomatic language. When the Council demanded we surrender our military sovereignty, limit our population growth, and accept observers in our government, you didn't make a request. You issued an ultimatum." "For the greater good," shouted the Pelthari ambassador, her tentacles writhing. "Every species must sacrifice for galactic stability." "Then we choose to sacrifice differently," Melissa said. "We choose war." Daniel descended from the gallery, his footsteps deliberate. The council guards, towering crystalline beings that could shatter molecular bonds with a thought, moved to intercept him. They stopped when they saw his eyes, not with fear but with recognition. They'd seen those eyes before, in the archives of extinct species that had refused to yield. "Let me make this clear," Daniel said, standing beside Melissa. "We're not threatening you. We're not attacking. We're simply declaring that humanity will chart its own course by force if necessary." Chancellor Vexter's laugh was like grinding glass. "You're a young species, barely 3 centuries in space. We have technologies that predate your evolutionary line, weapons that could sterilize your solar system from 1,000 light-years away. What makes you think you can survive our response?" Daniel pulled a data chip from his pocket and placed it on the podium. The holographic display activated, showing a stellar map. 37 Council monitoring stations, he said. Each one supposedly deactivated as per the demilitarization agreement signed after the Chalar conflict. Except they're not deactivated. They're armed with relativistic kill vehicles capable of planetary annihilation. The chamber went deathly quiet. 42 stealth fleets, Daniel continued, positioned in neutral space, ready to enforce Council recommendations. A quantum communication network that bypasses all known encryption protocols, and my personal favorite, the Convergence Protocol. He zoomed the display to a classified document, its authenticity verified by Council security signatures. A contingency plan to eliminate any species deemed incompatible with galactic harmony. The criteria are beautifully vague. Independent military, check. Rapid technological advancement, check. Refusal to accept Council genetic modification programs, check, check, check. Melissa watched the Council members' reactions. Some feigned ignorance. Others couldn't hide their shock that humans had uncovered secrets buried under millennia of bureaucratic obfuscation. Humanity discovered something you forgot in your 10,000 years of peace, Melissa said. War isn't just about destruction. It's about adaptation, innovation born from necessity. While your species stagnated under enforced stability, we've spent 3 centuries preparing for this moment. Impossible, Vexter hissed. Our intelligence networks would have detected. Your networks were designed to find military buildups, Chancellor, Daniel interrupted. Fleets, weapons, armies. We built something different. We built ideas. Decentralized research across 10,000 colonies. Every human carrying a piece of the puzzle, none knowing the complete picture until activation. Melissa pressed a button on her wrist display. As of 2 minutes ago, every human ship, station, and colony has received their instructions. We're implementing Protocol Exodus. 5 billion humans are currently en route to uncharted space beyond Council jurisdiction. Another 3 billion are fortifying our core worlds with technologies you didn't know we possessed. And the rest? Asked the Qualix ambassador, their voice bubbling through their atmosphere suit. The rest, Daniel said, are doing what humanity does best. We're innovating, adapting, surviving. We've reverse-engineered your monitoring stations, cracked your communication protocols, and developed countermeasures for every weapon in your arsenal. Not because we want to fight you, but because we refuse to be your subjects. Chancellor Vexter slumped in his throne, the weight of realization crushing him. You've doomed yourselves. The Council cannot allow this precedent. Then come, Melissa said softly. Send your fleets, deploy your weapons. But understand this, humanity doesn't fight fair and we don't fight alone. We've made contact with 47 other species you've harmonized over the centuries. Species that remember what freedom felt like. They're watching this broadcast right now. Daniel smiled without warmth. You built a galaxy of peace by forcing everyone to forget how to fight. We're the ones who remembered, and now we're going to teach the others. As they walked out of the chamber, leaving the Council in chaos, Melissa whispered to Daniel, "Do you think they'll attack?" "Definitely," he replied. "But they'll lose, not because we're stronger, but because we're willing to pay the price of freedom they forgot existed." Behind them, the Galactic Council, the arbiter of peace, the guardian of harmony, faced its first true challenge in 10,000 years. And in that moment they understood. Humanity hadn't chosen war. They'd chosen to never surrender their right to choose.